Incels have a problem getting women, and this study or discussions about them revealed some of the reasons why and actually what their mindset is. It's been interesting to me actually as well. Some people suggested that one reason why incels fail in the dating world is because they judge women too highly and are unrealistic about the caliber of potential partner that they will attract. Here's what the study actually says about their thoughts. Researchers at the University of Texas found that self-confessed incels actually make fewer demands of potential female suitors than men who are not in the group. Another interesting finding was that incels were more likely to be of shorter height. Studies show that women are more likely to be attracted to taller than average men, which could contribute to the feeling of rejection that incels are known to harbor. Little man's complex, which maybe, people talk about people get angry and want to fight all the time if they're, 5'4" or something, and then they're like, you got to show that they're a real guy. By the way, there's plenty of, I'm sure, tall a-hole guys who then clown at and dog out shorter guys, and they feel they're in these positions. I've seen it, bro. So let's see. This graphic here from the Daily Mail points out some of the aspects or characteristics what makes an incel, at least according to some of these studies. Depression, clingy, paranoid, fear of rejection, and anxious is some of these characteristics they bring into it, and maybe they can't detach their feelings about themselves, so then they exude it on others. Pretty straightforward. Here's more though. In the study, 319 men were recruited via social media, and out of those men, aged 29 on average, 139 of them identified as incels. Let's talk about those low standards. On average, the incels were willing to settle for below average ratings on 12 out of 15 characteristics. This is really scientific. From facial attractiveness to sexual skill to intelligence. In the study though, published in the Journal of Sex Research last month, participants had to choose a minimum score between 1 and 10, which a person would have to meet across 15 traits for them to consider the person as a potential long-term romantic partner. Results showed that the incel group was more likely than the other to attribute their singlehood to external reasons, such as the competition posed by other men. Incels' responses suggested that they were more likely than others to assume that they are inferior. So senses of not feeling so complete, then they exude on others, particularly maybe the taller, more attractive in their mind men, to even the women that they have lower standards in the studies, characteristics of than others. Last part here, Maz. The findings also revealed striking differences in what incels assume to be attractive to women. This is the biggest part, I think. Compared to other men, the disturbed group placed more importance on physical attractiveness and financial prospects and underestimated women's desire for intelligence, kindness, and humor. So they're focused on their lack of height. They're focused on potentially their lack of a large income because they figure maybe that big income, that big bank account will make up for the lack of a big height. And then I got you anyway. And then they find themselves only in these situations, even if that does work out for them, that's what they identify as being who they are. So maybe if they lose some of that money, or I don't know, they see someone else with more money pass by their woman, these insecure issues pop back up in them. They never really escape it. Does this make sense to you? Have you, all the incels that you know in your life there, man?
Well, this makes me wonder if there's if soccer players are more incels than basketball players. I would like to do that study. Yeah, they tend to be shorter. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. No, I mean it's actually kind of sad. It's like I feel bad because it's like in a way you're like these people, they just need love. And I think that obviously those characteristics that they showed are characteristics that come from probably other things in their lives, whether it's the anxiety, the depression, or the clinginess, or whatever it is. Those things come from other things in their lives, and unfortunately, there's they haven't dealt with it in some way for them to be healthy mentally. Because the truth is, I think if you're healthy mentally, then you're able to be a little more social, and you're more likely to meet someone that you're attracted to, and get that love. So it's all kind of sad if you really think about it, because what happens is it's this cycle, right? They have these issues, those issues aren't resolved, and then they go deeper and deeper into themselves. Now they're in the world of whatever it is, computers and gaming, and going and blaming the world for their problems. I wish, and I don't know if this study had some sort of pointers as to what as a society we could do to help people who are incels in this way. Because again, like I said, I think that a lot of it stems from other issues that might be mental health issues that they haven't dealt with. So,
just having trouble with society. Look, society's rough. Society will come after folks. Bullying happens. People have unresolved issues from high school. Even the jocks that consider they're on top of the world in high school, that's the stereotypical mindset. That person who never left high school and he's 35 years old now, but he never left that he was, all-state linebacker, stuff like that. It's similar, except those guys never left high school because they were maybe bullied or they saw themselves as not as attractive as other guys in high school, and they just never got the time of day, and then narratives start brewing in your mind. Bottom line, I think you pointed out, therapy is a beautiful thing. And, and as a society, it's maybe don't treat your friends or even, your community as badly as we do. It's a completely hyper, competitive society, from work to school to women and relationships. It's always been like that. And it's probably even worse seeing how the internet gives people easy access to talk trash and dog out someone for how they look. We talked about, I think last week, teenage girls have a severe issue when it comes to, on average, a severe issue when it comes to social media, how it affects them. So I'm sure teenage boys have issues too. It depends on how they respond to it and then how they process it. And if they see it as me against the world, they hate me. And look, I can see myself in the mirror. Anger sometimes brews, and they become some of the worst people. Let's keep it real. And again, I said this before. When guys get rejected by women, or they're trying to, holler at them, get info on them, and then they walk back over to their boys and they're laughing at them and clowning them. That's the first step of turning a guy into an angry person towards women. She ain't do nothing but say no, bro, and probably very politely. And your boys said, "Ha, chump, look at you. She turned you down, huh? You ain't gonna try that again, huh?" Like it kind of turns on him. Then your boy ends up hating women, not you. Weird how that works.